I hope everything's working. Well, hi, everybody. The crazy lady's back. I didn't realize it had been so long. Like I said, I think I started taking a small dose of Lexapro. I think I need it raised, at least till politics have changed. I did have a wonderful time this last month, spending time with family, and got to meet some of my nephew's family that I had met before, but I had a chance to really visit with them this time, and it was wonderful. And so I just wanted to thank them. And I don't want to mention their names on the video because some people don't like their names mentioned. So that was really good, getting to meet with family. But I wanted to say something before I even started, because I've been trying to figure out how to put out maybe good news. And I'm not even sure what I'm going to talk about, but I've been writing stuff down for a month. I'll just go through this as I go and see what it's still interesting or not. But my guys were working with me, and they just said the quicker we let go of what no longer serves us, the quicker we can move forward, realizing we are manifesting a new reality. In fact, I wrote it down because I wasn't sure I heard it right, and I wrote it down, and that came right back to me, the same thing. So they definitely wanted me to write that down for some reason. And he's immediately brought to me one of my favorite short Edgar Cayce readings or in one of his readings, but this part was made into it. I had it on my refrigerator for years, and it was "Thoughts are things." Our thoughts are things. So every time we have a thought, it's a way of putting out a prayer. So we need to think positively. And if we can't look at what's being jerked away from us every day, but we can see that this is going to take down the government, we just have to have faith that it had to be exposed before we could fix it. And just look at it as a good thing, but it's hard when we've got all the BS coming through all the time. And as far as the BS, I think the word's gone out up above Trump to get rid of him. I think that's why J.D. Vance took that trip to see Murdoch. I think it's not just him, but they all get their orders from further up above them. Trump's just being a puppet, but he's good at bullshit, so he's their puppet. But I think he's so crazy and so stupid, it's going to reduce drugs 1,000%. I mean, I was not a good math student most of my life, but 100% of something would be zero, so I don't know how you'd look at that. But, I mean, the man's an idiot. Let's just say it, and I shouldn't say that. I should say the felon's an idiot. But I'm going to quit using his name because I don't think even YouTube's going to, if somebody don't come in and stop him, it's not even going to be able to operate freely before he's through. But anyway, I think the orders have come down from above to dump Trump. That's going to be a lot of my readings today. I think the word's gone out, dump Trump, and put J.D. Vance in. And I don't want J.D. Vance in. I'm sure none of you do. But I mean, we'd be a lot less to nuke somebody if he's in there. I don't think, he's batshit evil, but he's not batshit crazy. So, and I don't think if he does get in there, he'll last, because I still think Trump's whining out loud about Obama and treason and all this kind of shit, because he's getting that out of there ahead of time, because on some level, Trump knows what's coming down too about the stolen election, and he knows that there could be a way they could take him down if they could get the right information. So he's kind of setting the background up for that in case they do take him down and put Obama. And I'm thinking Al Gore, even though he's my age. I think he's still sharper than a tack. I've seen him, and maybe some other people that's been in high positions to manage the government until we can have another election, because I think they're going to take him out of there for treason. And that would be better than having him just visit the well, transition right now. It'd be better to have him in transition, because if he transitioned all of a sudden, they'd make up some plot against him anyway. I'd rather see him have him get the information about the election being stolen and come in there and just take him out in front of everybody, and then have all the stuff to back it up. And I don't know how they're going to do that, but it could be done, I guess. Like I said, nobody would thought Trump would get away with this. I can't believe everybody didn't have a fit when he was calling the ex-president, saying he needed to be in jail for treason and all this kind of stuff. I mean, and then bragging about taking Stephen Colbert off the air. Now he's going to go get Jimmy. That stuff should be stopping traffic in the streets. I mean, we'll have a totally fascist nation if we don't stop this. But I have faith that it will be stopped. I know it will be stopped. And I also have faith that Trump's not going to last this term. I'll be very surprised if he lasts past November of this year. I'd be shocked. But I don't know. Who would have thought the Epstein stuff might have ended up what takes him out? I know he's fighting it. I'm sure they're taking his name off of everything. They're going through and scrubbing it. That's going to take 2 or 3 months. That's how come the Congress went on break early. The House is because they know that he's in there in so many places. It's going to take a while to clean the records up and get his name off of there. And I don't know if they'll ever release it or not, as long as he's in office, but I think it will get released. But anyway, and another thing, a lot's happened. It's been a month, and I'm sorry for that. By the way, if you're watching me, my name's Lynn, and my channel's Lynn Tarot Readings, and I've been doing this for 5 years or more, and I haven't been doing it enough lately because I'm losing subscribers, and I can't afford that. Oh, and before I even get started, if anybody wants a personal reading, it's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. Lynn Tarot Readings with an S at gmail.com. And just put your phone number in there, and I'll get back and set you up with an appointment, because I've got all kinds of openings right now, and which I usually don't, because I do videos more often. But put your phone number in there, and I'll call you back, and we'll get you on the calendar right away. So let's see if we can get back into this and get started. This is just some stuff I've written down over the last month. And one was, believe it or not, Senator Gillibrand. And I don't care what you say. I've been Democrat all my life. I cannot stand Hakeem Jeffries. I think he's full of shit. He's the last one for that job. He might be, whatever, good for some things, but he's not good for where he's at, as far as I'm concerned. But the minute that and I can't think of his name right now, I had it on there somewhere, the guy won just the primary because he was a Muslim, they both went apeshit on him. And of course, Nancy Pelosi, all of them up the dill. They don't want anybody progressive in there. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered if he had been white as a rose and had gray hair and whatever. If that would have been anybody, they would have had a shit fit about it, because they don't want anybody progressive anywhere, because that hurts their ability to steal things. And I'm not just talking about the Democrats, and I don't want to hear about it if you don't agree. But it's not only the Democrats that went crazy, also, the Republicans went crazy on him. But the reason the Democrats went crazy on him, they know, anybody with eyes to see and ears to hear know that there's been a genocide going on in Gaza, and it's broke my heart, and I've even had a stomach ache about it and cried myself to sleep a couple of times over it in the last few years. And then they act like like this guy's against the Jews. Even the Jews are against this. The Jewish people, half the Jewish people, or more than half of them that live in Israel, aren't for this. And I'm sure they're feeling as guilty as most of the Americans are. And who's, the industrial war complex is the one making money off of it. And as long as they're there to make money, that's what they're going to be doing. And so anyway, I'm going to try something a little different this time. I'm lining some counters up. I'm not going to mention what I'm doing out loud, but I'm doing this for me. Just give me just a second here and I'll be through. And let me get this done. I'm lining up some chakra dice here, but I'm not going to use them to read medical stuff like I usually do. I'm going to use them for something else. I'm going to use them for the next 6 months instead. Next year, I was going to use these for timers and see if it might help. I'm just going to try. Right when I was setting up tonight, my guides told me to try something new to see if I could get a timeline on some of this stuff. But anyway, we have to manifest a new reality, and it has to be a good one, so we need to think wonderful thoughts. Thoughts about the future, thoughts about things getting better, thoughts about things being reinvented, readjusted, going forward, because we are technologically into a place where we had to make a big jump anyway. But boy, didn't have to. I guess we had to go backwards with all this crap to get the BS out of the way to do it correctly. That's what I'm thinking, that Spirit's behind all this. I don't know who keeps texting me. Oh, it's my friend Henry. Just a second. He's worried about me doing a video. Yes, right now. Bye. So I think the orders have come down from higher up to dump Trump. That's going to, like I said, dump Trump. That's what I kept hearing. And then when he started talking about Obama, I thought, oh yeah, he's not only scared about Epstein, he knows that some of this stuff about the election is going to be coming out. He's setting this all up ahead of time. So and I think that might be a reason that Obama just didn't jump in there right away denying a bunch of stuff maybe the last 3 or 4 months, is because he didn't want to get involved in case this comes to fruition, where him and some other people may have to be in charge for a while. And it may not even be him, but I have a feeling they would use him because he's the youngest one that's still alive since his presidency, and I think they might maybe use Al Gore and maybe some other people, maybe that's been in the Senate for years. I don't know, but they'll figure out somebody to take over the government till we can have another election when they have to get Trump out of there. And I truly feel in all my heart and soul that they're going to take him out of there. Or either he'll take himself out of there and fly off into the blue, and I don't know. If it gets that bad, I think J.D. Vance may be flying off into the blue in a different direction, because if things get that hot, he's going to be in trouble too. So I don't know. We'll have to wait. We have to look at it as a great adventure that we're looking at in the future. That's the only way we're going to get through this. We can't just keep having a fit every day when we hear all this bullshit that's going on. I mean, it's just, we're all going to have heart attacks if we let this get us down. We got to look on the brighter side of it and where it's going to. It's going to a better place than it had to get exposed to go. So I had that down. Why did J.D. Vance go see Murdoch? And I've got written under it, I've got powers behind. And I wrote that down, I don't know, a week ago or so. So let's ask that question first. did J.D. Vance go see Murdoch to talk to him about dumping Trump? Because it won't be Murdoch that dumps him, but a lot of Murdoch's friends. He's got a lot of. He owns so many newspapers and all that kind of stuff, TV stations and everything. He'll have to be on whoever's side that's going to try to do something like that. And I don't know if he's going to try to do a 25th Amendment on him or what he's going to do, but they're going to take him out of there one way or the other. I think the word's out to take Trump out, and I don't know. Hopefully they won't try to harm him, but they're, that's why he can't get this Epstein stuff off his shoulders. One thing, because he's guiltier than hell, and everybody knows it, especially him. It's eating him from inside out. But I think the other thing is he just, he's falling apart. He's not healthy, and he's crazier than a loon. I can't believe people let him go on and say he's going to reduce drug prices 500 to 1,000%, and people act like that's something a third grader would know couldn't be done. The way they're teaching them in school nowadays, they know enough math to know you can't. Anyway, they'd have to give people money back. This is just ridiculous. He's ridiculous. I'm sure the whole world's laughing their head off at us. So anyway, yeah, like I was saying, a lot of the Israelites or Israel people object to the war. Does that make them Islamophobics? No. No, that doesn't make them cheer for. It's just stupid. Totally stupid. And then there's 6 million people losing their Medicaid and a lot of health cards. 50,000 more people do every single year because of the way the bill's set up. 170 billion. 170 billion to Trump, the felon. Yeah, he's going to get the money from it. So I'm sorry if this is boring you, but I was just going back over some of the things I've written in the last few months and for the last few weeks. It feels like it's been months. I just couldn't get that. Every time I think, well, I'm going to go in there and talk about this or talk about that, and I'd start to come on, and it was just, the news was changing so quick, and everybody else was talking, so I thought, well, whatever, nobody's going to miss me. But anyway, yeah, one of the things and I think I'll read on this, because I think Elon Musk has got a lot more secrets on Trump. Let's see if he's coming out with more secrets. So that's one thing we can actually read the cards on, and I'll shut up talking. And then as I go through some of these, you're going to hear more, because I'm sure it's going to bring back some more stuff to me since I listened to politics, 9/11. Whatever, 9/11, 7/7, 24/7. That's what I was wanting to say. But yeah, I know that because of Elon getting in all those files, he's probably got a couple of copies of the Epstein files, and he knows every place Trump is on there in there. So he's going to come back with more power if this doesn't take Trump down. But Trump's gone down. If he don't go down politically, he's going to go down health-wise. I know that. And I know how he's feeling because I'm his age and I have congestive heart failure. And I know I don't have any energy and I'm not all swollen like he is. That's why I don't do my videos like I used to, because sometimes I just don't have the energy to even do what I'm supposed to do. But I don't know if that part of that is maybe depression. I don't know. I'm not depression. I don't think I'm depressed, but I do feel better since I started taking a very small dose of Lexapro. But Not much better. I was wanting something to make me want to get up and dance, and the closest thing to that is my new hearing aids now that I can hear the words to music. I'm still happy with them. So let's see, is Musk going to spill the beans? Musk is not through working on Trump, even though he's got some of the things that Trump promised him that just came through. You don't want to throw him directly under the bus, but if he starts going down, he's gonna be the biggest tell-all. It's gonna be the biggest tell-all when this all starts coming out. But let's see if he's gonna help some of it come out. Musk for Trump. Well, this is the signifier from Musk. Yeah, he's got everything. And the magician, he's definitely got the records, not only on Social Security and everything else in our government. He's got the records probably right out of the DOJ. He's got anything that they had down. I'm sure they went in and captured. That was pure stupidity for Donald Trump to let him have that much leeway and do what he did. But Donald's lazy. Wow, look at all these. These are some serious cards. Yeah. Musk has definitely got all the material. He's got all the hidden stuff and all the exposed stuff. He knows it all. He may not have read it all, but he's read enough of it to know that Trump's up to his eyeballs in it. He's got to be careful because there's a lot of money involved. He's got to wait till he makes sure that he's going down all the way, or close to the end where he can't come back and hurt him, but he's just waiting. He's just waiting because of the money. And that's interesting. We've got Elon making Trump offers, and this could have been, he just got some deal put through that he wasn't sure he was going to get through. I don't remember what that was, something to do with one of his networks or something. Maybe it was that AI crap where he gets stuff programmed or something. I don't remember. But that's why he's not talking right now. But look at this. This is the head. This is in the sky. We've got justice up over the top of this reading. And the only way we're going to get justice through this, and both of their asses go to jail, but maybe this is justice coming for Trump, because this is Elon looking at Trump and what he could do and will do. In the near future, just the emperor, taking him down. Justice for the emperor. Wow. Yeah, this is really big. This is not by accident. I shuffled the heck out of those cards the whole time I was talking to you, and I'm drawing 7 cards, and 5 of them are main arcanas, and they're all about judgment, justice, and the world knowing. This is the 7th house. Everybody's going to know that Elon helped take Trump down. Yep, this is the energy around it, the people up above Trump pushing down. All the wealthy people saying, yeah, it's time to dump Trump. When all this stuff starts coming out and everybody's pointing fingers at everybody, there's going to be a lot of fingers pointed at Elon because of the mess he made out of the government, and it even looks like I'll have to cut that out. It even looks like our Social Security might be in jeopardy for a while till they get some bots straightened out or something. I just hope we get our checks next month. From what I understand, they're worrying about that. Some people are. I haven't looked into it. I've just heard skittle-scattle about it so far, but it doesn't sound good. So this is Elon on the defensive with the whole world. When they start saying, well, Trump's guilty, so are you. So this is going to backfire on him. And we end with the Knight of Pentacles. That's the mercenary. Why have we got a mercenary in the future of Elon Musk? It's probably, let's draw another card. I think it's the people running him out of town. Before I drew the other card, here's our other main arcana. Maybe he'll be blamed for Trump's death, or is that going to be his death, or is it just the death of his energy, the death of his power in America? There'll be smarter people in government and running government before this is all over. He'll be in trouble. He'll be laying awake nights worrying. Look at this upside down, because something would be, even with all his thing that he's got to take care of all the information, this is upside down, this is Russia. And here we go back to Russia, 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 no matter what they say, but it's something to do with his connections to Russia. So I'm going to turn this right side up before I lay it down there so I don't put it back in there upside down. So let's go back. This is Elon Musk, in charge of everything. I asked if he knew all Trump's secret, even about Epstein, and this is not yes, but hell yes. And the only reason he's keeping it to himself, most of it, he's still letting out hints to scare Trump, but it was because of the money. This is part of the deal he wanted that's already been given to him, but not all of it. But this is justice coming forward, something that maybe might even catch Elon Musk off guard, because he's not justice. So this is justice coming forward for Trump. And this is immediately. We're going to ask, I'm going to draw a couple of cards and ask what month this justice is coming forward and see if it comes out to tell us. The whole world's going to be watching, especially a lot of the wealthy people all over the world. So that could still go back to Epstein. Some people would be up defending themselves. This is Musk. He'll be defending himself. To the point of maybe even having, when I see the mercenary card in the 10th house, after all these main arcana, it makes me wonder if they're going to try taking people out or something. If there's going to be, I don't know who would be taking who out or what. I'm not pointing my finger at anybody, but this is a strange card to have in the 10th house, and the death card right after it, so it looks like it's going to get more explosive before it's done. We've got level-headed, smart King of Wands overseeing things, and this is not Elon. This is Elon. Whatever's coming down is worrying him, and it's something to do with Russia. So I don't know if those make any sense or not. But anyway, I'm going to put these back in here real quick and draw on the next few months and see when. Oh, I didn't even put them back in there. I want to put them back in there all separate so they don't come out together again. Man, there was a lot of pain arcanas in that. I always put them back in separate, so I don't know how they got in there, but they sure did, didn't they? There's a bunch of them. I didn't realize I drew so many cards. Okay. So look at this real quick and see when there might be action coming through on any of this. Like I said, I'm trying something new. Bear with me here a minute. Let me. Okay, we got stuff out here for 6 months going forward. We're in July. The lovers. This is the Epstein stuff coming down. That may be what takes him down. Something world-shattering is breaking next month. This is August. America gets her strength back in September. Wow. I thought he'd be out of there. July, August, September, October. Okay. It might be October, if he's still alive, that he gets taken out. Here comes justice. That's November. It's for Donald Trump. So if he's still alive, he's going to be in a hell of a lot of trouble before December. Look at this. This is December. So him in December is not good. That's my lockup card. So we've got this Epstein stuff's not going down. We know it's not going down this month. It's already the 23rd and it's still going. We got the lovers for July. For August, we got the whole world watching. September, we got the feminine strength. This is America. This is democracy coming out. October, this is the law coming in. Between October and November, if he's still alive, I think he'll be taken out. That's Trump. And I think he'll be, if he hadn't left the country, he's going to be put in some kind of confinement until this is all over. I don't know what they're bringing in on him, but I really think they'll be bringing it in before the end of the year. And maybe it's just wishful thinking, people. I hope not. I hope not. And I want to thank anybody that's still watching my channel. But this is the first time I've ever set up a timeline, and it looks like it will be a done doggy by December. We might have a great Christmas present this year. So I'm thinking this sounds unbelievable, and you're probably thinking this sounds unbelievable, but let's believe something great. Let's manifest it by seeing it coming true. Let's manifest it. So, what's some of the other questions I had on there? I had a jillion of them. Oh, and that's Sorehand in New York, and Hakeem Jeffries, and what assholes they are. We're all to him, instead of being so glad that he beat that other womanizer, probably slashed. I can't say it out loud. Don't tell him what he's been up to in his life. He's about as crazy as Trump. But they'd rather have him in there because he's a big money man. Just like the Pelosi's and all the other people. Who is that? I always get Chuck Schumer mixed up with somebody else, but that one from, I think he's from California. That's such a mess, the old man. Can't even probably tie his shoes. He's a Democrat who's all into money and sitting on his ass and not coming back with anything. He's supposed to be head, I think, of the Senate if we went. Well, I mean, some of these people need to leave and let younger people come in. Pumpkin seed and fennel seed, I don't think this. I think Mark Rhodes wanted me to ask if Kamala Harris will be the next president. I feel like there's definitely no, but let's see. We can ask it. And I may not have remembered that correctly, Mark, and if I didn't, don't get upset with me, but I was just looking at some of the questions I had here, and I was thinking, so will Kamala Harris ever become president? That's a no. I mean, I think she did become president, if you want to talk about the votes last time. The votes would have been counted right, but I don't know if they'll ever put her back in there. That's what he was asking. Let me see what else we got here. Murdoch's lawsuit. Will he drop it or go forward with it? That's kind of a yes-no question. But I don't want to do so many of these yes-no that I end up not having anything to read on. I thought I had more questions than that down there. I haven't pulled cards on Obama. I don't know if I've ever pulled cards on him because he wasn't even in politics when I started reading political cards. I'm going to pull some. Somebody asked me this question: Will Obama help us get through government change when Trump is taken out? And then I'm going to read on Trump for the next 6 weeks and see what's coming through there. So I'm just going to read some cards on Obama. Maybe not answer that exact question, but I have it. I think I'm going to ask, though, like, is he going to be forced to go back in government just to help out for a while? I'm going to ask that question because this goes along with what a lot of the readers feel is coming up. Is he going to go back into government and help other people govern when Trump is taken out? I know J.D. Vance is already getting his White House dancing shoes out, but we should ask if he's gonna step in there. I'm afraid the cards say yes, but we could ask that. Is Obama gonna come in and take? What's up for Obama? Let's just read on Obama. Where's he at right now, and where's he going for the next 6 or 7 months? My sinuses are getting messed up again. Well, that's a big yes card. And that is a taken control card. So we'll use that for a signifier. He might not have a choice. They'll need somebody that can talk and explain what's going on. Exactly what's going on and how to explain it. There's going to be a lot of small people behind this. Some of the money people aren't going to be too happy with this when it starts to be reset, but on some level, I think a lot of the big money people aren't really happy with the way Trump's doing things either. They wanted him to bring this stuff and get the ball rolling to get a lot of these rules taken down, but they didn't want him to take over and literally destroy our country totally. So I think maybe this is my opinion. The cards didn't say that so far, but this is little people backing Obama still. This is what's worrying him now. He doesn't want to get involved with anything where he's always worried about his, don't get me wrong, I always liked Obama, and he's one of my favorite presidents, but he's always been more worried about his legacy and everything, and if we don't have a government, he won't have a legacy, so he's losing some sleep over this, worrying about it, worrying it's going to come back and bite him in the ass. But here's the feminine strength coming through, and this card is information coming through, the facts coming through, clear thinking, details, emotions of the heart, mind, and soul. This is the energy coming through to get us through this. Because of Trump being taken out, because this is Trump's card, this is the loser card. Because of Trump being taken out quickly. This isn't that far away. This is the immediate future. So that's twice he's come up there. This is the yes card, and that's in the 7th house, and we're reading for Obama. And this is the law, using the letter of the law totally to try to even things out or whatever's going to have to be done. And this is really being worried. This is in his hopes and fears because he knows what could happen, and he's wondering how dangerous it would be for him, not only politically but physically, and how it's like stepping into the unknown. So he's really worried. That's probably why he's losing sleep. So it looks like, yeah, he knows about this, and that could be why he's been laying low. But here it is, and this is him taking a ruling, not like the king, but helping us get through this time till we get an election. And then we got the gel card here, or sometimes it's, well, I don't even think this isn't always a gel card for me. A lot of times this is being between a rock and a hard spot. He's been worried about this and staying up nights worrying about it because if push comes to shove and he has to do something like that, he is worried about how it will affect him and his future and his family. And he does feel like he's got the backing from overseas, and it looks like it's going to happen quickly. This is also a quickly happening card. But it's time. It's something, there's got to be a will change in our government, or I don't know where the world's headed. And if all of America ends up being totally fascist, I don't know. First thing they're going to have to do is come take everybody's guns, and they'll do it. People always say that'll never be done. Everybody said a lot of other things they're doing wouldn't be done. Look what they're doing to these immigrants, and not even letting Congress in, even when they're here on the soil here. Did you see that video today about them being stuck in a room for weeks with no showers and hardly any food and just a pot and a wash basin in the corner, and these are men and women? This is ridiculous. It's all ridiculous, and I can't believe people aren't out in the streets screaming. I mean, I can't get out of my chair to do a video. I guess I shouldn't talk about anybody else, but anyway, I'm pretty weak too sometimes. But anyway, let me go back through this if you want me to explain it real quick. And that's 4. So let me move these dice out of the way here. So we've got I asked if he was going to be involved in this, and this is like a hell yes. Because they're going to need somebody that's smart enough to know what's going on and explain it to the people. There's going to be a lot of small money coming in to help back this. Not that maybe it's toward the next election or something. I don't know what the money's got to do with it, but there is going to be a small amount put through to help get through this transition or something. This is him laying awake nights already worrying about it because he knows this could happen. They may ask him to do this, and he's still wondering, maybe even whether he wants to go through with it or not. But in the higher consciousness, in the sky up above the reading, we've got the woman of strength. This is America. She needs to be made strong again. And this is Trump, the loser, going. And this is going quickly. This is the near future. This is a yes card saying yes. This is in the 7th house. The question I ask is, would he be involved in governing with other people? It won't be just him. They're not going to take Trump out of there and put Obama in. I'm not crazy. But he will be with some other people that's been in charge. Whatever. It's got to get cleaned up. And then we got, this is the law coming in. This is Obama really fretting over this because he don't want to lose his legacy or get in trouble or put his kids in danger. But this is like America, maybe coming back with free elections or something, because the wheel of fortune is turned. And it's time for us to get back on our feet. And this won't be, within the next 3 months, we're going to be, this is going to be going. If it's not going within the next 3 months, I think I'm just packing up and leaving. I'm just teasing you, but I'm just joking. But I was just thinking, but this is what Obama feels like. He feels like he's been between a rock and a hard spot, because it's something that he doesn't want to do or doesn't want to have to do, but he knows if he's called that he can, whatever. So there's something going on behind the scenes. I'm going to grab my pendulum out here for just a minute. Is there work behind the scenes going on this already, what I've just been talking about? Oh, wow, yes. I didn't even have to look at it. Yeah, there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes. So I think as quick as that pendulum took off in a circle, in a big circle like that, I think it's closer than we think. So I'm going to say, nobody paying attention to me, but from the cards and from the pendulum, it looks like, yes, there is. As far-fetched as that sounds, it sounds like, it looks like it could happen. And of course, it's not any more far-fetched than what Trump's got away with in the last 6 months. So this won't even be somebody getting away with something, because they won't do that unless they got the proof to take him out of there and the proof that it's treason. And it won't be a bunch of bullshit. Like, that's another reason they brought up all this bullshit treason shit against Obama in the last week. That's why they brought him back into the limelight. Because some of the Republicans know they're in trouble too. It's not just Trump that's in trouble because of Epstein. There's all, once that block falls, it's just going to crumble. It's going to be like Humpty Dumpty. I was really sure that this was going to be over with in September, but it looks like it might be November from those other cards I drew. But let's see what else we got here. I was going to ask one more question. I guess it should be, are they really dumping Trump? And see what the cards fall. I think that's what we'll do. We're almost to an hour anyway, so this will be fine. I didn't think I had enough stuff to talk about, but I'm pretty windy. I just didn't know what to do. And if anybody wants a reading, it's lintarotreadings@gmail.com. And please put your phone number in there and send me a Gmail, and that's going to be good for me, because I love reading cards for people and I get such a kick out of it, and they do too. I'm not bragging, it's true. I finally hit my inch in life. Had to get up 80 almost to do it, but anyway, it's been wonderful. That part of this hayride, I wouldn't be doing that if it wasn't for the politics. So I guess you should, say that every bad thing, there are some things that come out for people that help them. But wish I could have figured out how to do this, all this. Anyway, so let's see what's going on here. This is Trump. Okay, I'll have to start thinking about that a little bit while I'm doing the cards. Trump. Okay, Mr. Trump, what's going on with you? Well, we know he ain't sleeping. He's up yakking all night on his social bill. I can't call it Truth Social. It's the biggest oxymoron in the world. But anyway, yeah. Laying awake nights sweating it. He's really worried. Really worried. And he's worried about going to jail. He's like literally, for the first time in his life, worried about going to jail. He's trying to block it with everything he's got. Look at this. These are amazing. Even without main arcanas, they're amazing. It could be they're not main arcanas because he's not that important anymore. The biggest thing he's worried about is how he's going to hang on to his money if this comes down on his head. I mean, most of it's probably in bills overseas, but he's still worried about the money. And worrying about jail. Look, this is up over this is in the sky, the jail, another jail card. Got 2 jail cards out of 5 here. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 5 cards. Some woman might help put him in jail. I wonder who that could be. Maybe I should have read on Ghislaine. Her name was Ghislaine, but I guess it's Ghislaine, or I don't know. Everybody pronounces it different. When I notice when they say it on TV, it doesn't even spell it right because I always get the whatever, the words that come up with the sound, even though my hearing aids work great. He's preparing himself for a battle. That's part of bringing this stuff up about Obama and stuff. He knows more about, he comes across as dumber than a rock, but he's not quite as dumb as he acts. He can lie dumb, but there's some things he knows. He knows there's a huge fight coming up for him. They're coming after him. And this is the energy around it. This is good. It's not going to help to fight this. The tower's already there. And so is the government. Maybe higher governments, maybe overseas governments, maybe, like if our government's secret enough that some of them's been working with people from outer space for years and keeping it a secret. There could be some knowledge coming out from the government that we don't even have any clue on. They probably know more than we could imagine about what's really going on. When this is all over, though, when it's all out in the open, everybody's going to be happier. Everybody's going to be celebrating. Everybody's going to be wanting to know where they put their money next to donate. Try to make it peaceful and get people to work together for the good of the people. And it may not be right away, but for the good of the people, there's going to be some people that are going to have to be locked up, put away. They don't leave the country. Actually banned from every servant in the government or something. And it may take a while for this to come into fruition, but they will get rid of some of the people in Congress when the truth comes out. And it looks like the truth might be coming out in a couple of months. So we'll just have to hope that these cards are right. So let me go back through these. These are on Trump. This is him not being able to sleep because he knows he's in deep doo-doo. And for the first time in his life, he's actually worrying about going to jail and how he's going to block it. He's also worried about how he's going to keep his money and stay out of jail again. This is some moment that definitely gets this rolling. He gets it going. Where from and who, I have no idea. No, but somebody way up in our government or somebody in our government that doesn't have a high profile, but somebody could be Ghislaine Maxwell even. When I edit this video, I'll probably wonder if I should have read on her. I might in just a minute. This is him knowing that he's in for a big fight, and this is a fight he's going to lose. This is a tower coming down on him. And he's going to lose it because justice is coming through. And it's going to make the people happy. And it's also going to have them ready to start supporting the government again, but the smaller people. This is the truth card. I don't know if we're going to have a reset that quick or not, but this is people working together. So there'll be more than one person. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people in charge taking him down and running things still. We can do more elections. It's not going to... I hope I didn't make that sound like Obama was going to take over or something, but he'll be one of them, I think. This is him literally being confined, maybe not in jail, but confined. And this is within a couple of months. And this is secrets being revealed. And we got the hangman. I know they won't hang him, but they might hang him up. So, let me ask the question going around all over tonight. Is Ghislaine or Ghislaine or how? I'm just going to start calling her Ghislaine, even though her name looks like it's Ghislaine. And Jolene, I think. I don't know. Anyway. I'll put these all back in here in different places, and we'll draw some cards on her and see if she's gonna, I know she's terrified. I'm just worried about her being in trouble. Hope they don't take her out. If she don't do what Trump wants, I'm worried about that. That's why she didn't want Barr coming to see her, but I don't think when it comes to the organ, she may not be safe with any of them right now, from Miller to Chelsea Gabbard, all of them. I don't trust none of them. It's about an evil cult. Anyway, let's see. She's going to be safe. We're just going to draw a few cards on her, maybe not a whole bunch. See if she's going to talk or if she's not going to talk, if she's going to tell the truth. I don't know how we know by through the cards if she's going to tell the truth. Cause let's just see what's going on. I know she's probably terrified. I would be. Magic. So. I think she's got some bases covered, even though she's terrified about losing her life. This goes back to, I think she's got paperwork and copies of everything she knows in places that will come out if something happens to her. But she don't want anything to happen to her. And look at this. This is not good. Let's hope she doesn't have a heart attack before they get there. Ha ha. I'm not saying that like I'd be glad. I'm saying let's hope nothing bad goes on before she gets there. She's not going to get the news she wants. They're going to want her to do something she don't want to do, even if they're going to try to make a plan with her. It's a dark plan. Looks like maybe she's going for it. She wants to be cut totally out of prison before she comes forward to say that Trump's not in there. She's going to come forward and lie for him. She wants to be sure she's already out of there. And it looks like she gets blocked. She don't get what she wants. So, well, maybe things have happened between Trump quicker than we think, because this is a good person. This is like an honest person coming in to negotiate or talk to her. Maybe all this stuff won't come out till after this administration is almost leveled. That's a good person coming in to talk to her. Her taking the high road, of course, she'll take the high road. None of it'll be her fault. But if she talks to get out of there, it doesn't, whatever, even if it does incriminate her, it won't hurt her. She'll be out of there. Now, this is her moving to smoother waters. But this could be them taking her out of the type of jail she's in and putting her in a more protective one. If the Democrats are not, if level-minded people do come in right now and take over this situation. I don't know what you'd call this, because it's all new territory, what seems to be coming through on the cards. There's a judgment being made on her, and this is a big judgment, and it's right next to the Three of Swords, so she is in danger. She's personally in danger. But you know what? I don't think she's going to get out of jail. She may get if they get rid of Trump and get him out of there and she talks, she may get her sentence reduced, but I don't see her getting out of jail by these cards. It's some bad shit. If she's totally honest, there's some bad crap coming out. But I think she'll be taken to a safer place and just have to live with her secrets. So this was on Ghislaine Maxwell, and this is her worried about Trump, or if she feels like she's got the goods. She feels like she's got the power because she's got the knowledge. But she's definitely in danger. There is a plan being made. Whether it involves her or if it's against her, I'm not for sure. But it's to cut her off or shut her up, block her. So it is dangerous, but this is a good guy coming in. So I don't know if they'll stop it some way, and then better people will be coming in taking care of this stuff. This is her taking the high road and going to a smoother water. So I think they're going to take her out of where she's at now and put her somewhere safer. And here's the judgment coming out towards her. And that was right next to the Three of Swords, which is not good. And here's her still in jail, but her time might get cut. Could definitely get cut. Get, maybe 8 years or something off of it. Because she did some horrible things when this all comes out. And she's not going to ever tell everything. But this is... She's got the secrets. It doesn't look like she's going to reveal everything. So I don't know if that helped or not. I just picked them all up because it just can't make heads or tails out of this. Half the time when I'm reading, I don't know what I'm saying. But anyway, if anybody's still watching, thank you so much. And thank you for watching. And remember, if you want a reading, to email me at lintarotreadings@gmail.com. And... we got to think positive about this. We got to picture everything turning out all right, even though it looks like right now nothing could help it. But there is help there. The whole universe needs to go forward, and this is not going forward. So this is going to go away. But we just have to keep imagining, seeing it go away, see it getting better. And... I hope somebody's watching this. I've been so long, I feel so guilty. I'm not going to tell you I'm going to do another one right away, even though at this moment I plan on it. But if it gets away from me, I don't know. I've just been going through a real weird time in my life. Besides being so low energy, I can't believe it. I've always been so high energy. But anyway, bless everybody and namaste.